I'm dyslexic as well, so I have problems with spelling. If I can't spell a word, I go down and ask Ian the first 3 letters and I look it up in the dictionary. I'm all right as long as I know the first 3 letters. I'm looking in the dictionary. See, dyslexia is DY. Now, when I first had it, I was looking under DIS. But when I was at Rowantree, I met Caroline Fawcett, light of my life. She wrote these essays, only 10 sentences, and she marked them all. She gave everybody's back except mine. I thought, here we go again, because I'd been called thick and stupid at school. Because I couldn't, you know, they gave me an IQ test when I was 8 and I got 153. And I thought 300 must be good because I was thick and stupid. Are you with me? And Miss Fawcett said, Jacky, I've checked your record, you've got an IQ of 153. I said, that must be very low, Miss Fawcett. 300 must be good. I'm thick and stupid. She said, you're not thick and stupid. She said, did you ever hear the word blindness? I said, yes, all the time. So she said, well, we now call it dyslexia because she'd just come from university and they'd changed the name. She said, I want you to read my essay to you. So I read it to her. And she said, now read the words I've circled, and of course I read them perfectly. Now she took me to she wrote to Mum and said about it. In half term, the 3 of us went up to the Dyslexic Association. This is why I like Miss Fawcett so much. She came with Mum and me, and I was assessed. I'm a 4. Susan Hampshire is 10. Because she has to learn all her lines overnight by tape, because she can't read a thing. She had her life story shadow written, and 1 page is left in dyslexic writing, and I can read it. Mum said, how can you read that? That looks like a gobbledygooch. I said, no, it's dyslexic. And they explained that you've got this behind your eyes. Now, if you've got dyslexia, those are crossed, right? It's a deformity. Now, if a word goes through the crossing, it comes out wrong. If it goes anywhere else, it comes out right. Now, when I was 5, I had my eye operation when I was 4 for my squint, so I didn't go to school till I was 5. The first sentence we had to write was Janet and John took a dog for a walk in the park. I wrote Janet and John took a dog for a walk in the park. The teacher said, why have you written bog? See, I was 5. That's when it started. 5. And until I was 8 and I had this IQ test and I got 153, which I thought 300 must be good. And then I met Miss Fawcett and it all changed. But I lost them all when I was 3rd year because I had to go over to the grammar school. See, they'd been a grammar school and suddenly they got these secondary modern kids chucked at them. Different. It was for us people that hadn't passed the 11 plus. When I went to Raglan, I was put in 4 removed, which was the thicker 4th years with the intelligent 3rd years. So I did no 11 plus work. So how was I meant to pass the exam? Are you with me? So it was like, and then I went to this school. When I was in the 3rd year, they suddenly announced we were going to join a grammar school. So us 3rd year kids arranged it. We brought lunch in, breakfast and tea. We sat in the hall. We didn't move. Mr McLean came in and tried to move us. Mr Salisbury came in and tried to move us. We wouldn't move. The 3rd year class, the whole of the 3rd year didn't go to lessons for 1 day. They stayed in the hall when the assembly finished. At the end of the day, we all got letters to take home to our parents, telling us that we'd been bad and we hadn't gone to lessons for a day. Mum looked at the letter and said, what's all this about, Jake? We've got to join the grammar school, Mum. They're scrapping the secondary modern system. Wilson's changing the system, Mum. He's scrapping secondary modern schooling and making it so Kingsmead was built. Mr Salisbury went to be the headmaster there. I said, I want to go to Kingsmead for the last 2 years. Mum said, no, you've got to go to school at grammar school. I left that school with 1 CSE in history because they told me I wouldn't pass maths or English. I sat them, but they said I wouldn't pass them, so I failed 6 and passed 1. I came away with a grade 2 history. So I decided I was going to try and better myself. So I went to Enfield College and I did the language and the literature. I got an E in language and a D in literature. They're only CSEs, they're not O-level equivalents, so I've got 3 CSEs now. When I became a carer, Maura, who rang the office, really helped me because I explained I was dyslexic. So I answered all the questions, she went through it, changed all the words that were wrong, and I rewrote it. So I passed my MVQ2 for care. I've got a City of Guild certificate for Alzheimer's and I've got a medication certificate.